What's up, everyone? Brian Brown doing here, battling yet again on Magic: The Gathering Online. And I'm going to be playing another standard video here today with the boys, them boys, the Zomboys. Um, and you could even say that they're back in town. So we are fresh off the Pro Tour last weekend, and the best performing deck, also the deck that I played, was the Ramunap Red, basically mono red aggro deck. And I played the same deck, and I went 1-4 with it. So I was not part of that deck's success, but I can, I guess, rest easy knowing that I did make the right choice, as it was um, a huge percentage of the top 8 and the best performing archetype in the tournament as a whole. So, with that being said, I spent most of the testing leading up to the tournament testing zombies, which was good against mono red, and which I should have played because I knew the deck much better than I knew the red deck. And moving on past the Pro Tour, I think zombies is going to be one of the better choices in the meta game because it's a reasonable deck against everything, and it's really certainly positive against the red decks. So, certainly a benefit to playing zombies is that it's good against the best deck, and then it has some reasonable matchups across the rest of the board. So let's look at the deck a little bit. Now, I'm used to playing with Metallic Mimic. I usually played 4 copies of that card. And I think that Metallic Mimic is the weakest card in the deck, but also it has gotten way better recently. However, I'm going to be trying out Kalidas, Trader to Get, or of Get, I guess. I've always thought it was to Get, but I guess I was getting my facts wrong. But anyway, yeah, we're going to try Kalidas out instead. And I made a couple changes to the deck. For one, I think this card right here, Liliana's Mastery, is the best card in the zombie deck, and arguably the reason to even play the deck is Liliana's Mastery. So I don't understand the list that only play 2 or 1 or whatever. Like, it's just insanely good in the mirror and insanely good against red decks and pretty good elsewhere. So yeah, Liliana's Mastery is quite the card, and I don't really get not playing 4 copies of it. So to facilitate that, we've added a 25th land. I have 1 Westville Abbey and 4 dead lands, 25 lands, which is 1 more than normal. But we have a little bit of a higher curve with 4 Masteries and 2 Kalidas, and also Dark Salvation, which scales with your mana as well. So, yeah, that's a little bit different of a main deck here. And then the sideboard, uh, so I was originally playing Dispossess in my sideboard, but I don't think it's good anymore because all the decks that Dispossess is good against have really stopped showing up. So, not seeing a lot of blue-red control anymore. Not seeing much God Pharaoh's Gifts decks. And I think that's basically the bulk of the cards that Dispossess was good against, but they're not really in the format anymore, so no reason to play that. And one deck that has started to see play in the format is Ramp, which is not that great against mono red, but is really good against the decks that are good against mono red. It's kind of a level 3 strategy. If mono red's level 1, zombies is level 2, then ramp's level 3 because it beats up on all the level 2 decks. So I'm trying out Lost Legacy because I gotta get those World Breakers and Ulamogs out of their deck. So trying that, Transgress the Mind as well. And then I have Liliana the Last Hope, which is really good against a couple decks like okay against mono red. It depends on how they sideboard. Really good against zombies, and 2 Sky Boats, which are for the zombies mirror, because Boat is very good in the mirror match. So we are going to be boating the mirror. So basically, I wanted to skew my deck to be good against the decks that are good against zombies, uh, and just hope that we're good against mono red just on the back of the power level of our cards, which I think is pretty reasonable. And now I have a Never Return and 2 Murders because I like to be able to murder opposing skyboats. And I have 1 Never Return because sometimes you lose to planeswalkers. It doesn't happen that often because this deck's usually pretty good at pressuring planeswalkers, but without Metallic Mimics in the deck and with like all the slower stuff, we're a little bit worse at pressuring walkers. So I think having a Never is certainly worth it. But anyway, I am probably going to be playing this deck this weekend on the Magic Online Championship, so tuning for that. And this is my current list, which it'll probably change some by the time I get to the tournament itself. But um, yeah, we're gonna give this a spin. And I actually haven't played much with Kalidas main deck, so I'll be interested to see how that performs as well. Although I do really love Kalidas a lot and think it is very, very good in this format, so I expect it will be good. But hopefully you stay tuned and watch the games themselves.